This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. The AB4WS radio show Dayton Hamvention Special has been published on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. Check it out. Get ready for the kickoff of one of the most popular amateur radio operating events. Yes, the 13 Colonies special event will run from July 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to midnight on July 7th. Now in its 17th year, the event has grown from approximately 12,000 contacts in 2009 to last year a total of 292,496 contacts. The special event consists of one station operating in each of the 13 colonies, K2A to K2M, and 3 bonus stations, WM3PEN in Philadelphia, GB13COL in England, and TM13COL in France, each representing their city, state, or country's role in America's colonial period. Ham radio operators and shortwave listeners can participate in the event. Complete information about the call for each colony station and the bonus stations can be found on the event website 13colonies.us. Stations need only make one contact with one of the participating stations, or they can go for a clean sweep and work all 13 colonies and the 3 bonus stations. Each station offers a special QSL card for the event, as well as a different certificate for each year. There's a new WinLink VHF packet RMS gateway in northern Jessamine County on 144.940 WA4CMO near Brandon Crossing. Elizabeth Vicky Richardson Campbell, KA4HHY of Campbellsville, Kentucky, has become a silent key. A lifelong teacher of secondary education in the Marion County school system, also taught at Campbellsville University. She was first licensed in 1979. Our thoughts and prayers to her family and friends. Dr. William Bruce Peirano, N8WBP, has become a silent key at the age of 73. Retired environmental scientist at the EPA in Cincinnati, he was a volunteer examiner for the Okayan Amateur Radio Society. The Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association is inviting clubs to participate in their Northeast Ohio Multi-Club Parks on the Air POTA event on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. This event is geared to promote ham radio, your club, and Parks on the Air, and to encourage club collaboration. It's not only fun, but it's an easy to do as well. For information or to sign up for the event, go to w8wky.org/neo-pota. If your club is interested in participating, please contact Josh Van Dyke at KE8VKA@gmail.com. The Lewis and Clark Trail on the Air event starts on May 30th and runs for 2 weeks. The Amateur Radio Transmitting Society of Louisville, Kentucky will be operating the event. If you would like to activate, contact Greg, WX8V. Come on out and learn all about how to send and receive a radiogram on June 2nd at 7 p.m. at the Amateur Radio Emergency Team in Northern Kentucky meeting at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, where Al, WB8RGE, will be doing a presentation with some hands-on on how to send and handle a radiogram. So come on out to the meeting and learn how to handle amateur radio traffic. It's an important skill for all amateur radio operators to have in their ham radio toolbox. The 2025 Kentucky QSO Party is quickly approaching. Sponsored by the Kentucky Contest Group, it is always held on the first Saturday in June. From 1300 hours UTC on June 7th, it'll run to 0100 hours UTC on June 8th, which is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Saturday, June 7th. You can help put Kentucky front and center on the HF bands by activating your station and your county. If you have a well-equipped station, you might consider a multi-operator event. Or for you Parks on the Air folks, select some parks that you might easily activate throughout the day. Spread the word throughout your ham radio friends and especially the many clubs across the Commonwealth. Let's make the Commonwealth radioactive. I hope to see all of you on the air. For more information, go to kyqsoparty.org. On June 12th, the Amateur Radio Transmitting Society of Louisville, Kentucky will be meeting at 7 p.m. at the Jeffersontown Fire Department Station No. 2 at 4318 Taylorsville Road in Louisville, Kentucky. The Brunch Bunch will be meeting on June 14th at 1 p.m. at Kirby's Tavern, 4378 Bridge Street in Loveland, Ohio, just a block from the Little Miami River and the Loveland Bike Trail. The MS Bike Ride will be held on June 14th and 15th, 2025 at my old Kentucky home state park, 501 East Stephen Foster Avenue in Bardstown, Kentucky. And they're looking for some amateur radio operator volunteers to keep communications flowing over the 25 to 60 mile bike route. Checking on riders, assisting the MS staff, and providing support for biker with water, transport, or aid as needed. You can sign up for 4 partial shifts and you'll be fully briefed on your assignment and responsibilities. You'll need a mobile dual band radio or at least a dual band handheld radio with enough battery power to carry you throughout your shift. If you're interested, email kg2des@outlook.com and copy nfad@gmail.com with your call sign, phone number, email address, and what days and times you can work. June 15th is VHF Activity Day, designed to engage those primarily technician class operators to experience simplex operation on 146, 223, and 446 megahertz bands. So get out that VHF UHF station, set up, and have some radio fun. There will be a Kentucky Parks on the Air meetup on June 21st at 1630 hours UTC at Taylorsville Lake State Park Picnic Shelter, US 1271. Talk in them, of course, park to park on 146.520. ARRL Field Day is on June 28th and 29th, and the Okayan Amateur Radio Society will be back at Mitchell Memorial Forest location and planning on setting up their 5-station event on Friday at 2 p.m. For more information and a volunteer to help out, contact Field Day Chairman Eric, NAYC, at NAYC123@gmail.com. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will be operating Field Day from the Lincoln Ridge Park, 420 Independence Station Road in Independence, Kentucky. The Midland Trail Radio Club will hold Field Day at the Legacy Grove, 1107 West Lexington Avenue in Winchester, Kentucky. Be sure to check out all the club activities at ARRL.org/field-day. Paddle Fest will be held on the weekend of August 2nd, and they're looking for some amateur radio volunteers to assist with managing and deploying FRS radios to be used during this year's event. If you would like to volunteer to help out, please contact Rick Halderman, KD4PYR at KD4PYR@fuse.net.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com. The 147.375 repeater in Pleasure Ridge Park, Kentucky has changed frequency. It's now on 147.360 with a PL tone of 151.4.
Hamfest.
June 7th is the FCARC Summer Hamfest from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Delta American Legion Post 373 on the corner of Ohio 109 and County Road F5939 in Delta, Ohio. July 19th is the Williams County Amateur Radio Association Hamfest at the Williams County Fairgrounds, 619 East Main Street in Montpelier, Ohio. July 19th is Norfest at the Lorain Community College Spitzer Conference Center, 1005 North Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio. July 20th is the Van Wert Hamfest at the Van Wert County Fairground, 1055 South Washington Street in Van Wert, Ohio. August 2nd is the Columbus Hamfest at the Elyden Shrine Center, 1801 Gateway Circle in Grove City, Ohio. For more information, go to columbushamfest.com. August 9th is the Cincinnati Hamfest, sponsored by the Milford Amateur Radio Club at the Claremont County Fairgrounds in Owensville, Ohio. For more information, go to milfordhamradio.org. On August 9th is the Letcher County Amateur Radio Club Hamfest at the Mountain Shrine Club, 95 Maryland Drive in Whitesburg, Kentucky, from 8 a.m. to noon. They're already amassing a nice stash of door prizes from some great name brand sponsors. For more information, contact Roland Brown, AF4Y at AF4Y@REBROWN.org. August 16th is the Portsmouth Radio Club 2025 Hamfest at the New Boston Village Community Center, 3980 Rhodes Avenue in New Boston, Ohio. On August 17th is the Warren Hamfest at the Trumbull County Fairgrounds, Commercial Building, 899 Everett Cortland Hall Road, Cortland, Ohio. For more information, go to w8vtd.com/hamfest.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On June 10th, the Stubblefield Repeater Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at 200 Alpine Drive in Shelbyville, Kentucky. For more information, contact Cecil Harden, K5CPT, at 502-712-3400. On June 12th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH@KAWEH@ARRL.net or on the KAGE.net website. On Saturday, June 14th at 10 a.m., there'll be a W5YI amateur radio exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. For information, contact Ron Malinowski at 502-542-8252. On June 14th, the Westchester Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. For more information and to register, go to hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On June 16th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by going to hamstudy.org/sessions or emailing Mark Volstead, AI4BJ@MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On June 25th at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. Pre-register by going to hamstudy.org/sessions. On June 25th at 6 p.m., the Dial Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 3806 Manchester Road in Middletown, Ohio. To pre-register, go to hamstudy.org/sessions. On July 12th, the Westchester Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. For more information and to register, go to hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On August 14th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH@KAWEH@ARRL.net or check in on the KAGE.net website. On October the 9th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH@KAWEH@ARRL.net or on the KAGE.net website. On December 11th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH@KAWEH@ARRL.net or on the KAGE.net website. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: KE4WA, KY6MM, W8WTD, WX4GPS, KN4COE, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.